I'm Vin.
I'm Sori. So this is something we don't usually do, but we did a fundraiser called a Rockathon where people could just donate $25 and the $25 would get them a quick song reaction while we were on live. So we've broken up all of that Rockathon. It literally landed being like 15 hours. And we didn't even finish all of them. We're going to come back and do some more. We did like 85 songs or something like that. So they're going to be broken up and you'll see us progressively getting more tired. But this is one of the songs. So here we go.
There you are.
This is Nightwish. Gethsemane, let's go. okay, so that was Gethsemane, which obviously, has the connotation of Jesus, asking God to let that cup pass from him, but I also think that there's some confluence here of the relationship thing, because this comes up a lot with Nightwish with me. So apparently the Tomas guy was in love with the singer. Mm-hmm. And so there's always kind of like that forbidden love type, lost love type of thing. So you go down here and it's like, without you, my poetry is dead, that type of thing.
Yeah.
So I feel like he's making a correlation between the suffering of Christ in the Garden of Gethsemane and the suffering that he has by being that close to her, but never being able to have her type of thing.
Well,
which I agree is pretty, it's a pretty tough pill to swallow. Love somebody there right in front of you, but you can never have them. You know what I mean?
And making music with them.
Yeah. And then she's singing the lyric, and he's a musician and she's a singer at the height of her powers. Yep. And it's like, we belong together.
Yep.
And he, whatever. And of course, for us as Christians, obviously, what was going on with you?
Oh, my word. It was just, can you pull the lyrics back up?
Yeah.
Literally, for me, I couldn't catch all the lyrics, but it to me was like this thing between the Father and the Son, because we don't believe that the Father and the Son, like, we believe that the Trinity is what God is. And so there's like, can you explain it better than me?
Well, we're together for all eternity. Like,
yeah,
trillions and trillions of eons of togetherness.
There's one God, but there's three persons. And so the Father and the Son could be separated. The Father was in heaven and the Son was dying on the cross. And so that relationship that they had, like the part when it was said, you wake up, where's the tomb? Will Easter come, enter my room? The Lord weeps with me, but my tears fall for you. To me, it was like this thing back and forth between the Father and the Son.
Yeah.
And even though God the Father knew that Easter was going to come because he knew he was going to raise Jesus from the dead, there's still this. Now that I have Orion, our baby that's 6 months old, you guys know like the story, or some of you do, that it took me so long. And Vin and I weren't even together, and I had been wanting a son, and I could not get pregnant for all those years. And but it had been prophesied. Somebody prophesied that I would have a son. Actually, Vin was one of the people that prophesied. Crazy story. But anyway, when I look at Orion now, and I see the fulfillment of that prophecy, and he's in the flesh right in front of me, it's mind-blowing, because he was just a memory or a thought for so long, and then all of a sudden he's here. And the actual physicalness of him is just insane when you've waited for something for so long. And so I think about the Father and the Son and how they were so together and so tight throughout all eternity. And then on the cross, the Bible talks about the Father having to he's the one that crushed Jesus on the cross, and how that must have felt for the Father to have to do that. But that was the only way for him to be able to bring us toward himself. And then to have Jesus die for 3 days and then bring him back. He knew he was going to bring him back, but being separated for 3 days when they had been together forever, I just, the depth of that pain sometimes when I think about it, I'm like, it seems like, oh, well, it's just 3 days, and he knew that Jesus was going to come back to life, but it was deeper than that, and it's something that we can never understand or even experience. And so this to me was this discussion back and forth between the two of them, and the Lord weeps with me, my tears fall for you, and it's I don't know, the togetherness of them, but then the sorrow of the whole thing. But then there was that misunderstanding thing, another beauty loved by a beast. And to me, that was Jesus was because we always look at Jesus, oh, he's the one that died on the cross, and then he was loved by the Father, and he's that beast that crucified him and stuff. So there was that thing in there. And then your smile made my sun rise. Forgive me for I don't know what I gain. When Jesus was dying, I feel that's how the Father felt about him. Your smile made my sunrise. That's how he felt, that the way that he loved the Son, and then had to have that. But anyway, and then in the end when it said, without you, the poetry within me is dead. That part was very emotional, because I was thinking when it talks about the creation of the world, Jesus was there for all of the creation. There was nothing made that wasn't made by Jesus. And so together they created the world, together that they did everything. And there's proverbs that talk about Jesus almost like he was wisdom and the celebration that happened at the beginning of the world. And I thought, I wonder, I feel like that God, the Father, is always creating and always like doing things. But I feel like when that line got said, I was like, I bet he
Jesus is
chilled out for 3 days because
Jesus is portrayed as God's muse.
Right,
His
right.
inspiration for creation.
Yeah. And so
sure.
I just loved the way that was said, without you, and then she goes, without you, the poetry within me is dead. And like, I understand that. I look at that as like the father-son thing, and that's what got me extremely emotional. Yeah. But at the same time, like, I feel like that, like, if something happened to you, like, oh my gosh, I think about it a lot, and I'm like, I'm not.
There you go. Okay. Good song. What do you give it?
10.
It's 9.2 for me. Good song. Very good
song. Yeah, it was actually
song.
low, and then it kept going up and going up and going up until when it hit that last line, I'm like, okay, it's done for me. So Pony got a star by both of her songs. Yeah. That means listen to those again.
Yeah.
So good Unstable, Lord. Life of Agony, and Pony's 2 songs there. Both. There you go. That was that review. If you want to see any more of these, you can see the entire thing. Just look up Rockathon in our videos, and you'll be able to see all the different breakups, and it has all the other interesting stuff in there. So thanks for rocking with us.
Vin out.
Sori out.
Gone.
Yep.